So over the years of just working on cars in general, like the biggest thing that I see that a lot of people have issues with is fan wiring. It never looks pretty. You know, you got relays mounted all over the place. You got wire ran everywhere. It just doesn't look good. So we decided that there was a market for just a simple, easy, clean harness. So we have an integrated fuse box. We already have the connectors already on it. It's designed to work with SPAL fans, but a lot of the connectors are the same, so it should work on other brands as well. So what I first want to start off with is very simple here. These are your two fan wires here. As you can see, they already have the connectors in place already. And so somewhere you can, even if you don't have the connectors, it's pretty simple. There's enough room here for you to cut this and then change the plugs. So here's the fuse box. As you can see, the mounting brackets that are here, you know, you can normally use just like some 10mm style bolts. And then when you open it up, it uses two mini relays and two fuses that are here. It is also water resistant, so mounting it should be relatively easy, and you could tuck it out of the way. These are your battery leads. So this is battery ground and 12-volt power. These leads right here are about 3 feet long, so we left it a little long just to give you a little bit of flex. I also want to mention that if your battery is relocated to the trunk, you can easily take this 12-volt wire and then tap it to the battery wire on either your alternator or even your starter, and then grounding this to a good ground, ideally somewhere on the engine block, is the best place to do it. And finally, this in here is the control wires. So we left this at a little over 4 feet long. And so this is sensor and this is ignition, right? So basically, if you're using a sensor, most sensors will ground. So this will go to this yellow wire will go to key on power, and then this side just simply goes to the sensor, and on the other pin of your sensor will ground. Now, the reason why we designed it like this is that if you're running a standalone ECU or an GM LS based ECU, your ECU can control this fan setup. So the fans are actually grounded through the ECU. And so if you're using an ECU Masters, a Link, Fuel Tech, it doesn't matter. You can wire this to one of your outputs and set it to trigger, and then it should automatically turn on and off. Now, with that being said, if you wanted to manually control this, it's the same deal. You could basically wire this side to a switch and the other side to your manual switch to ground, or even vice versa. You could ground this wire here itself and then apply power to this side, whether it's key on or through a switch or whatever the case may be. It'll wire onto fans. So, and if you're doing it invertedly, where you're going to ground this other wire, you could essentially take this ignition wire and then put it to a fuse with key on power source, and the fans will come on with key on. We don't recommend that, but you can do it. Or if you want to wire it to a switch, you can also do that as well. So one side of the switch to this wire and the other side to 12-volt power. So with that being said, you could actually use this to run fuel pumps as well. You would cut these ends off and then wire to your respective fuel pump ends. And then the same deal here, you would essentially ground this black wire here, and then you would use the yellow wire as your original fuel pump turn-on wire, and then it would run two pumps as well. So keep that in mind. I don't really recommend using that setup, only because of the battery wires themselves are a little on the short side, unless your battery is already in the trunk and it's close to the fuel pump, but it can be used for that as well. So super excited. It's one of our first products, so I'm super excited about it, and hopefully this sells well, and then we'll be making other things for you guys. So if you have any questions, please let us know. We don't have an official web store, so we'll be putting it up on eBay. I'll put the eBay link below for this, and hopefully you guys really love this product as much as we love designing it. We'd love to sell a lot of these, that way we can start offering you other wiring electronic type products as well.